Hello. Merry Christmas to you all and to yours. Thank you for joining us once again for our third episode of the Cross Tree Journals. Today, the cross symbols that I've chosen are the ones that are related and bear the words grace, embrace grace, and faith. Grace, God's grace, God's kindness and goodwill toward man. God's undeserved or unmerited favor. It is God's showing pity, compassion, love, and help to us that have not earned it. God's grace is generous. It's free. It's totally unexpected and undeserved. That's God's grace and favor. There's nothing that we've done nor can ever do to earn God's favor. I don't know if you've taken an honest inventory of your life lately, but if you're honest like me, you've realized that we still don't deserve it. That's why I embrace God's grace. I embrace God's grace for life and for living. How do you embrace God's grace? Well, number one, you put away your sin nature. And number two, you accept God's forgiveness. I embrace grace, watch this, through faith in Jesus Christ. And I am now made worthy and deserving of God's grace, not because of me, but because of Christ. 2 Corinthians 5:21, it says that he made him who knew no sin to be sin on our behalf, so that we might become the righteousness of God in him. Oh yes. 1 Corinthians 1:30 says, if we have any boast, if we can brag about anything, it would be in the Lord. It is from God that you have in Christ Jesus, who became to us wisdom and righteousness, which means we are acceptable to God, and sanctification and redemption. It is through the lens of Calvary that God now sees me in the place and in the position of righteousness. I'm not right all the time, but I am doing better. It reminds me of what my father used to say. After someone would say, the things I used to do, I don't do no more. My father would say, the things I used to do, I don't do as much no more. It simply meant that every day I'm getting better and better. Every day I'm maturing more and more. I'm looking more and more like Jesus. So I'm already righteous in the sight of God because of Jesus Christ, because he is my righteousness. My sins, my faults, my failures, my frailties are all covered by the atoning sacrifice of Christ on the cross at Calvary. Thank God for his grace. That's why we sing about God's amazing grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch, a rascal, a rogue, a reprobate like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Listen, I'm reminded of a story, true story, when the girls were little. They were very small. I remember one Christmas, I was excited and I bought many gifts for them. The type of gifts that I thought would make their faces light up and shine and run and hug mommy and daddy and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I remember that same year, Cheryl found wrapping paper that was foil-like and it had Black Disney characters on it. And I remember the Wrapping paper was so nice. And I remember the girls sitting in front of the tree, opening their gifts. And I remember the fact that they didn't play with their gifts, but I remember they played with that wrapping paper for an hour or so before I gathered it up. I said that to say this. If Christ is the gift, then he must have been wrapped in grace. I pray that you have a very Merry Christmas and that you embrace God's grace through faith. Christmas blessings. Peace.
So sweet to hear the sound. Took me a while to come around. I was lost, but now I'm found through your amazing grace. Now I know it was meant to be. It's like a sweet rain washing over me. I was blind, but now I see through your amazing grace.